Let's get it. I told you I was going to be back. This is Rickea Jackson. Okay, so she has a layup at the buzzer that lifts the Sparks to a 101-99 win over the New York Liberty. And this was on Saturday night. This was July 26th. We're going to watch that right now. Okay?
To inbound.
Now, obviously I need to get that volume down. I need to go to. Oops, I did not want to do that. Did not want to do that. So we're going to go. Okay, so we're here. All right, so we're here right now. Okay, so what I want to do is this is what I was trying to do. I want to do that. And we're going to kind of watch. Let's watch this. It's kind of like a fluky layup. As you see, it's a tie score here, 99-99. LA Sparks inbounding the ball. They're going to get it to Rickea Jackson. And they're going to go up by 2 points. Actually, it's at the buzzer. So this is a buzzer beater for the win. And she's got number 2. You see her at the foul line right there? Okay, now look. Now she's setting up down in the post. She's about to receive the ball. And check this out. It's not the cleanest lay-in, but and it goes in for the victory at the buzzer.
Hard circus shot.
A circus shot. As you hear the announcer or the commentator, whatever you call them, in slow-mo, call it right there. And you can see LA, they're a little bit under 500. You see their record right there, 10-14. And you see New York's looking pretty solid. It looks like 17-6. I guess you would add one more to the win column for the Sparks and then one more to the loss column for New York there. But you got LA versus New York, and you see the celebration. We'll take a look at the replay. Let me back it up a little bit. And you see her with the ball right here. And it goes in some way, somehow. You could see the fans and other people here going crazy this game in New York. They don't want it to count. You see that character right there? They don't want it to count. So, okay, so look. Check that. Look at this right here. Because she finishes with 24 points and layup equals 24 in the language. Not only that, Rickea Jackson was drafted by the LA Sparks in the 2024 WNBA draft. And you can see she was selected 4th overall. You know what's interesting about LA and that number 24? Kobe Bryant finished his career wearing that 24 with the Lakers, the NBA team. And remember, Kobe Bryant Day is this upcoming month on the 24th in honor of that number 24 on 8/24, and he began his career with the number 8. But 24 points, layup equals 24, drafted in the 24 draft. Isn't that solid? And it's a layup. And it's a layup at the buzzer, even layup. LA. Isn't that cool? I think so. Now, I want you to see that Rickea Jackson Just her name here. Straight up, that's her name. Look at how you get 48. I mean, my God, if that number hasn't been landing with trending stories. Look, they beat the New York Liberty. You got the New York Jets here. Remember the Justin Fields breakdown? He had he dislocated his toe, and now he's back. But that's another New York team, and look, dislocates toe, 48. New York Jets, 48. Donald Trump, 48. Hollywood, 48. You got the Hollywood Hulk Hogan connection. Just Hollywood in general could refer to different things, but it's that 48 again with another trending character. It lands one more time. Even Hulk Hogan's upcoming birthday, RIP to the character, I guess. Not a lot of people really expressing any sympathy with this character. I don't know how your algorithm works, but it's getting a lot of hate, huh? But look, his birthday's that's the 223rd day of the year. That's also, you see, that's the 48th prime number. Even that trending story, Federal Communications Commission, or FCC for short, um, they approved the merger of Skydance Media and Paramount Pictures. But look at that. Federal Communications Commission, that also landed with the 488, which is like 48. All of this stuff has been trending. I don't think it's a coincidence we get another 48 here. I mean, I see it and I want to share it with you. Even Rickea Jackson. Remember Hulk Hogan's son? His name is Nick. Trending, right? Hulk Hogan died 4 days before Nick's birthday. 3 or 4 days, something like that. He died just before Nick's birthday. And that birthday might be today, actually. So I think, but Nick, Rickea, Nick. Don't forget Rich Hill was trending, oldest player to start a game in, I think, the major leagues. Can't remember what team, but let's look up Nick Hogan. Is it Nick Hogan's birthday? Yeah, that's today. So you get Nick like Rick, Rickea, and Rich Hill, oldest player to start, 45 years old. Look, Rich, Rick, Nick, and even Venus Williams was age 45, trending at the same time for the oldest to win a single. Is that what they call it? Like a single tournament? I don't know. But she was also 45. Her dad is Richard Williams, like Rich, like Rick, like Nick, like Rickea Jackson. You see that right there? Okay. So we get a lot of this, and I kind of brought that up. Because of Richard West, because Richard West just had a birthday. Okay. So, this is a fake world we live in. I'm not saying Richard West is some character on the world stage, but this stuff goes beyond celebrities. Richard West has the birthday Saturday. It's my decoding buddy right there here on YouTube. But look, you see Rich. So you get this Rich, Rick, Nick energy, right? All of this going on, and you see how that kind of lines up with Richard's birthday. Shout out to you. So that's kind of why I threw that in there, and I know I left him a comment stating that as well. As I just pick up on a lot of this stuff with the language. So she has this layup at the buzzer, lifts the Sparks to a 101-99 win over the Liberty Saturday. And I wanted to show you a lot of these 16s, and I don't have a whole lot here for you. As I don't try to go really long on these. So I kind of got my fingers crossed that I don't even really catch a lot on the fly here. But you can see she's born on the 16th day of March. Her full name, Rickea, I don't know how you pronounce the middle name, Valese Jackson. Look at her full name, 116. Like 16, right? Born on the 16th. Jackson, 116, like 16. She plays for Los Angeles. Look at that. Los Angeles, 161, like 16. Look at how she previously played college basketball before getting drafted, right? At Tennessee and Mississippi State. Tennessee equals 106, like 16. So she had the 24 points. We connected that. Again, you see a layup 24, the winning layup at the buzzer, 24 points, drafted in the year 2024. Look at the rest of her stat line: 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal. This was 132 days after her birthday, and Rickea Jackson equals 231. So look at that. 3-2-1, 1-3-2, 2-3-1. How about that? That's usually how it goes: rebounds, assists, and steals. But check that out: 3-2-1, 1-3-2, 2-3-1. We get the day of the game, Saturday. You get her birthday, so you get the dates. You get her stat line basically from top to bottom all syncing up here. You get her name in the language in the reverse cipher. Even Rickea, 115, very close to 116. So very close to another 16 even. And I didn't even really go far down the article on this one. Let's take another look at their records. And the season's still playing out. Sparks, you see how they have 11 wins, 14 losses. So they got 11 wins and they got 14 losses right there. I almost think there was what's interesting about that? That's almost like 114, 11 and 14. Remember, LeBron James equals 114 in the language. I think he's still a member of the Lakers, but we always get these rumors he may go elsewhere. I thought that there might have been another 14 somewhere. Hold on, she's 24 years old. Did I miss that? Did I miss that, or did we catch that? Y'all, she's 24 years old. Layup equals 24, 24 points, drafted in 24. She's 24 years old. Good thing I looked. Isn't that's amazing? And Kobe Bryant with that 24, and Kobe Bryant Day on the 24th, the NBA Los Angeles team. That's awesome. That's very. Look at how she's born in Detroit, Michigan. Right there. Man, and Michigan just had the Walmart poke situation, and they say 11 injured. Okay? And LA lands on 11 wins. Ugh. Suspect in custody after poke of 11 people at a Michigan Walmart. I'm not saying Michigan's affiliated with LA, but Rickea Jackson is born in Michigan and her team lands on 11 wins. That's nasty. That's nasty. I mean, everything is with the language, birthdays, dates. Where are you born? This news, this is a algorithm. That's wild. That's super wild right there. Okay. And that's going to be on the fly right there as well. So that's pretty, man, that's a solid connection there as a decoder, okay? So now I just kind of like go down the article and just see what else here. Then let me you can look at Rickea here and I'm just going to scan down the article. Sabrina Ionescu scored 30 points for the Liberty in this loss. She tied the score at 99 with a elbow jumper. What the hell's that? With 23.1 seconds left. Remember Bryant, born on the 23rd, Kobe, you know. Los Angeles worked the clock down before Stephanie Talbot fouled Kelsey Plum with 5.9 seconds left. The Liberty still had a foul to give, so the Sparks got the ball, and we looked at that layup earlier where she kind of flipped the shot up, muscling through Talbot. I'm probably going to look up that Talbot character, Stephanie Talbot, just because she had the score on her. We may look at her birthday. But Kelsey Plum, is that her name? Kelsey Plum also added 20 points for the Sparks. And they have won 5 straight games, by the way. And the Liberty were down 15 points early in the third before rallying. Ionescu's three-point play with 2:18 left in the game tied it at 95. After the teams exchanged baskets, Azura Stevens hit a layup with 103 left to give the Sparks a 99-97 advantage. Look at this. Ionescu's three-point play for New York with 2:18 left in the game tied it at 95. California equals 2:18 in the language. And I see another connection there. Or actually, California equals 180-82, my bad. But look at this right here. They mentioned this name, Stevens. Azura Stevens of the Sparks. I think Stevens was the name in that Walmart incident. It might have just been spelled differently. They said he worked at Walmart. Oh, it might have been like Stephen Carter. My bad. Stephen Carter, Walmart, Michigan. Maybe I'm wrong. I might be wrong. I might be wrong. I don't really want to go to the article. Okay, so I'll scratch that. Stephen Carter, there it is right there. We won't scratch it. And look, it looks like it's spelled the same too. Let me zoom in because we just made that Walmart connection with Rickea Jackson, born in Michigan. The Sparks land on 11 victories with this win, and there was 11 who got poked in Walmart in that attack. And look, this image provided by Stephen Carter shows law enforcement officers responding. They said he worked there, and I think it's just a scripted character. You see how he's got Steven and Azura Stevens on LA. And this is Jackson, Rickea. That kind of makes me think of Steven Jackson, former NBA player. So I don't want to go too deep, but here's the character that Rickea Jackson scored the layup on. And what do you know? You get Kobe Bryant's birthday right there. Come on, man. 238, Kobe Bryant's birthday with the Kobe Bryant 24 energy. You think I'm doing this for no reason? You think I'm doing this for no reason? You would be wrong. LA Lakers, LA Sparks. You see Kobe with the 23rd day of the 8th month birthday, the layup by Rickea Jackson of the LA Sparks and the WNBA. You know Kobe Bryant's connection to women and basketball in the WNBA before his death. Look, the layup scored on Stephanie Talbot, 238 in that reverse cipher right there. Look at how awesome that is. And don't forget Michael Jordan also has that 238. See what I'm saying? Isn't that amazing? There's Stephanie Talbot right there, Australian professional basketball player. I'm curious what her birthday is now. June 15th. Okay. It is what it is. It's like riddles, man. Jack and Jill went up the hill. Look, even Stephanie is like Stevens. You see that? Stephen with that Steven connection, Stevens. And we had two Stevens that I just showed you. Isn't that amazing? Right? Boom, Stevens. And then that Walmart Stephen Carter. You see that? Isn't that amazing? So look how that happens with that Michigan connection there. You get the Kobe 238 connection. There's probably more, and this just shows you once again how all of this stuff connects. Okay, so what's up? Who's up next? The Aces Tuesday to take on the Sparks, right? And what about the Liberty? I guess you have to put New York Liberty. And it looks like the Liberty's next game will be against the Dallas Wings tomorrow. So, what do you think about that? Pretty awesome, right? So that's my breakdown, and I'll end it, and more stuff will pop up. More stuff will pop up. We had some awesome Kobe energy in there. I wasn't planning on that Walmart connection. There's probably something with 101 and 99. It's a total of 200 points. She's got 2 on her jersey, and there's a total of 200 points, which is like 2 here. Okay. And there may be more, but what do you think about that? There, we got the thumbnail. Oh, that's what it was. 4 months and 10 days after her birthday. LA equals 14 and 41. Even with the span, that would be 4 months, 11 days, like 41. LA equals 14 and 41. Kobe Bryant equals 41. He died at age 41. Wow, right? And remember, an 11 and 14 record after this win for the LA Sparks. How about that? So that's my breakdown. I hope you enjoyed it. Jackson's layup, that's Rickea Jackson at the buzzer, lifts the Sparks to a 101-99 win over the Liberty. As I mentioned, there's always something that I may have missed. I'm not perfect, but that's it. That's the breakdown. Daily Decodes 812. I'll see ya next time. Peace.